Hi there, my name is Justin Whitaker from the American Buddhist Perspective blog, and I'm talking to you today from Ari's blog. And I want to thank Ari for hosting this video, and also thank Nate for setting up another great blog swap, this time with video. Today Ari asked me to talk a little bit about socially engaged Buddhism in the West. And for those of you who know me, know that I wouldn't identify myself per se as a socially engaged Buddhist, but think of myself more in terms of as a Buddhist philosopher, Buddhist ethicist, kind of in the confines of the academic world. But in doing some research for this project, I kind of found that I am indeed perhaps a socially engaged Buddhist, both through some of the organizations I've worked for and supported, as well as in some of the things I've been doing in my daily life, trying to bring my understanding of a good Buddhist life and my meditation practice out into the world. And that is kind of touches on the heart of what I found socially engaged Buddhism to be, and that's on the one hand taking our practice into the world, and that can be our practice meditating or our practice learning kind of academically about Buddhism, and really applying them to the social situations that need change. Another important aspect of socially engaged Buddhism I found was that it challenges us to really look closely at our place in various social structures and institutions, and realize that even if we feel our own morality is very upright, we may still inadvertently be supporting structures or institutions that are harmful in the world. And thinking about this and studying it has been kind of both a sobering activity, in that I've gotten to see a lot of the ways that I have been and still am contributing to the destruction of the world. Things like driving a car, owning a computer, things like that are very morally dubious, and I think it's important for us to recognize that, even if it doesn't mean we throw away all of our possessions and run into the woods. We should be aware of the way that we're contributing to aspects of destruction in the world. But it's also very empowering. As I said, you get to know ways in which you're destructive, but I've also found ways that I've been able to be very helpful and drive change in the world, hopefully for the better. So I wanted to start by providing some links, either up there or down there, rather than trying to talk about a bunch of great socially engaged Buddhism institutions out there, and say, click around, check them out, and hopefully you'll find one or more that really grabs you and you can find a way to support, either financially or just with your time and effort. Most of these organizations are run on a shoestring, and anything you can give, I'm sure, will be very much appreciated. Along with what I would call that institutional socially engaged Buddhism, I wanted to talk a little bit about finding ways in your life for you to be a socially engaged Buddhist every day. And I'm sure there are many ways in which you can do this. I hope we drive a little discussion in the comments section here about how you're doing that. But for me, it has been in my economic life. And philosophers have said that for Americans, their number one identity is as consumers. And I think that's very true. We are very much consumers, and people in other rich Western countries are consuming vast, vast resources. Even if you're like me, I live near poverty level as a student, but compared to the world at large and compared to individuals over the history of time, I'm incredibly wealthy. And I've had to come to terms with that and try to take responsibility with that, or responsibility for that. So I think taking mindfulness into my purchases has perhaps been the most important and revolutionary way for myself of being socially engaged. And I just want to give a couple examples of things in my life that I've thought about a lot and have helped me reflect on being a more mindful consumer. And one is this coffee cup. And in fact, it was a gift from my sister many years ago. But you'll see the product stamp down there. It's just the initials of the artist, and it's something that was made locally by a local artist. I've had it for a number of years, and I can think, on the other hand, of a number of non kind of artistic made or maybe mass produced coffee cups that have come in and out of my hands. And the difference with this is just that not only is it very aesthetically pleasing, I think, also to hold, and it's a work of art, obviously. But it's really something I cherish and care for, and hopefully just by having this I'll take care of it and consume a little bit less. On the other hand, there are things like this, and it's kind of a knockoff of the original SIG, and made in China, a little bit lower price. It's also a gift from another family member. But I think this is kind of the kind of stuff that is so incredibly abundantly available in America and other rich Western countries that we should try to avoid. It's great because I don't drink a lot of bottled water because of it, but I don't need this. Or if I need one, I should get a very high quality one. Like I said, it's a knockoff, and to be honest, it's made in China, where I don't know that their environmental regulations are that good. I don't know that their labor laws are that good. So I would say avoid things like this, and that's just something I try to do as being a mindful consumer. Another big thing I do is try to buy a lot of things secondhand, and I'm always amazed at the wonderful things I've been able to find secondhand that are really high quality and could otherwise be just ending up in a landfill. So I think that buying secondhand, even if it's a Chinese-made kind of product, I don't feel that that's as maybe karmically negative as purchasing something from a store that was made, again, in unknown conditions and at an unknown cost to the environment. So those are just a couple of the examples of ways I've tried to be a more mindful consumer. It's definitely made me buy less things. There have been things that I've seen and just wanted to buy, but stopped myself upon reflection. There have been times I've bought things, gone to Walmart for instance, and just kind of cringed as I did make a purchase. But I would say I haven't been perfect in it, but I've been more mindful of it, and I think it's really steered me away from more of a consumeristic lifestyle that is available to me. Hopefully, again, bringing more good into the world through supporting local people, and help me create less negative or harmful impact on the world. So like I said, I'd be interested to hear how you would consider yourself a socially engaged Buddhist, and please do check out those links. Thanks again, Ari, and thanks again to you.